glass, and you find they're really comfortable. Now off you go, for you shall go to the ball.
I received this script by Chris Weitz. Chris I'd worked with before, not on a movie that didn't get made, but I liked him a lot, love his writing. Very gentle, tender, poignant, funny, very funny. And so I liked the script very much, and I felt he had this new take on it, this idea of kindness as a superpower I loved. I loved the idea of a newly empowered heroine at the center of it, passionate and kind, non-victim, who could really reinvent this tale from the inside out. So it was a surprise, wasn't expecting to do a fairy tale, but then as I started to work on it, I felt, gosh, no, this has many more connections with work that I've done before than I realize, for what it's worth. And I then approached it with great enjoyment and relish.
Because besides being a great director, you're also a great actor.
Well, thank you very much, thank you.
Do you think that helps you on set with the actors because you understand what it's like?
I think it is really an important thing, because I know that lots of superb directors, some are spoken to, who talk about this, sometimes this problem, this disconnect between how they either understand what an actor is going through or not. They may or may not be sympathetic, and they're sometimes stumped by what to do. I am also, I mean, often, but I do have an understanding of the vulnerability and the fear that can sometimes be there, as people want so very much to get it right and can be distracted by little things, costumes, locations, whatever it might be, or they're struggling internally with it. And I think what I'm interested in, I don't always get it right, but I'm interested in creating an atmosphere in which they and everybody else, the cinematographer, everybody else, can flourish. And that's usually an atmosphere of relative harmony and trust, and usually involves some preparation. It usually involves some work ahead of time to just let people know they can be at play. I think actors are at their best when there is a strong sense of play.
Gentlemen, may I present my daughters Anastasia, Drizella? Off you go!
The ballroom scene was long in the planning, long in the build. So I was saying earlier that Dante Ferretti, when I first joined the project, went into the art department, looked around, was very interested, excited to see things, and he knew I was going to say this. I said, but Dante, where's the ballroom? Where's the ballroom? Because, you know, and then he opened a door. He kept it very hidden. He was a bit of a showman. He opened the door, and there was a big white model box of the ballroom, which took my breath away, even in that form. Cut to 9 months later, and that ballroom each week I've seen grow up, physically grow up on the 007 stage at Pinewood. And meantime, Patrick Doyle is writing the waltz that Lily and Richard would dance. We're casting Richard and Lily, then we're asking them to learn the dancing, then we're bringing the other 100 dancers that will be around them when we start working with them. We're now 4 or 5 months away. Then we're orchestrating the work for the playback on set. Then we're bringing in all the other characters. Then we're trying to work out the logistics. Then we start shooting the ballrooms, and Lily gets sick. She has a cold, so she can't come in on day one. We have to move everything around. We've got 500 extras. They all have to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get ready and get into the corsets. So it was a kind of logistical puzzle that was always very surprising. But the day in the middle of the ballroom sequence took 5-6 days to shoot. The day in the middle where we did many of the dances, not in complete form, but many of the dances, because it's better to do many than the same one lots of times, was one of the most exciting days I've ever had in my life. And the endorphins and the energy in that ballroom was, I really felt I'd gone to Cinderella's ball. It was absolutely sensational.